This is another way to create an array. We can declare the type of array, name it, and put information in it all at once. How do we use arrays with functions, and how do they work? Well, they work differently than primitive variables. So we're calling the print array function. So we're passing our array over to our function, which is down here somewhere. There it is. So our array comes in. We are declaring a receiving array to receive it. So A is now the same as the other one. Then we print it out. We're printing out the first one. Then we're printing out, well, look at there. We're starting at 1. So that means we're printing out the second, third, fourth, and then we print out a little parenthesis at the end. So you can pass an array just like you would pass any other variable. If you print an array without anything else, you end up with a memory address, and we'll look at that in just right now. So here is our print function. Here is our memory address. Well, if you print an array directly, you get a memory address. Because remember, objects have reference variables. This is the address that's pointing to where the array is actually being stored. Where with a primitive variable, the address is where the information is stored. Now here is a class method from arrays. It converts the array to a string and then allows us to print it out. So this will look just like our print array. You can't take an array and assign it to another array. What you're doing then is you're assigning the reference of it. So to duplicate an array, you have to copy each element to the next. So we have a double A, we have 1, 2, 3, we have a double array that's B, and that equals a new double. We're going to print that out. Now look at here. We have a method that will allow us to copy this array. And then we can print it out. So this is copy C. We can print copy B. Well, how did we get a B copy? Well, we have to have each element assigned. So we can assign this element to this array. So if this is a 1, we assign the 1 to here. The next one is 2, and then 3. We have to go through each array item and assign one to the next. We can't assign an array to an array because an array actually stores a reference address. We have to get the individual items. Or we use the copy of method and we can make a copy. We can also search an array using a search method. Well, let's see how that works. Here's our search method. We're bringing in an array. We're trying to find a target. We're going through the array one at a time. If the value of that array item equals the target, we return I, which will return the target index. It'll also return -1 if that item is not found. And I forgot where that was. Yep, there's our search. That's a very simple search. All right, let's look at our results. So here is our array. Here's copy B of array A. Here's copy C of array A. This one was done using each element, assigning each element to the second array. This was used doing copy of. Here we found the target at the first index, and we totaled everything up and got 6.0. So there's a lot of flexibility and a lot of methods that we can use in Java to work with arrays.